Now let's learn how to write the last subsection of the first chapter. I mean the introduction chapter or the introduction section. It is going to deal with paper or thesis or dissertation structure. It is not common in proposals, but if any, you can use the same principles when you're writing its structure. This subsection, as I said, is most of the time the last subsection of the first chapter or the introduction of a paper. In this section, the authors usually tell the readers how they have organized the rest of the paper or the thesis or the dissertation or their proposal. So you as a researcher have to tell the following sections and subsections in a general statement, so that the readers can know, or better say, now at the moment know what will come in the next chapter, and after that, and final chapter. I mean, you're gonna tell the order in which you're presenting your text. And this section usually appears, if any, at the very end of the introduction section or the introduction chapter, I mean the first chapter. In almost all theses and dissertations, this section appears at the end of the first chapter, as I said. And you know that you might use some cliches. This is gonna organize the reader's expectation, what they expect in the second chapter, in the second section, in the third chapter, or in the third section. What will come after the introduction? What will come after the methodology? This is somehow telling them what they can face in the following sections and subsections. Cliche like this, you can use this as a cliche. This paper has been divided into 4 parts, or this thesis has been divided into 4 parts. The first part deals with this, the second part deals with that, and you can use some structure like this and fill in the blanks. The essay has been organized in the following way, and you can actually tell the readers what is that way, what is the following way. The paper begins by this, and it will then go on to discuss that, for example, the methodology. This paper has been divided into 4 parts. The first part deals with this, the second part deals with the second item, I mean methodology, for example. The third part presents data, and the last one will actually discuss the results and conclude. I mean, give you a conclusion. This paper first gives a brief overview of the recent history of X. Then this means that we are telling the readers what will come next, and after that, and finally. The third chapter is concerned with the methodology used for this study. This can be the third section. The fourth section presents the findings of the research, focusing on the 3 key themes that, as you see, you can fill in the blank. Chapter 6 analyzes the results of the interviews and focus group discussions undertaken during the research period. The remaining part of the paper or thesis or dissertation or proposal proceeds as follows. You can actually order what you're gonna actually tell to the readers here. The final chapter draws upon the entire thesis, dissertation or paper or proposal, tying up the various theoretical and empirical strands in order to give you a brief overview of what happened in the past, for example. And includes a discussion of the implication of the findings to future research into this area, from this to that. Finally, the conclusion gives a brief summary and critique of the findings. This means that you are gonna order, and this is the last. Finally, areas for further research are identified. or were identified.